Level 1. You wake to a caffeine-buzzed apartment in the same old playlist. The city murmurs outside. You text them a joke. They send a thumbs-up emoji and a photo of last night's takeout. You laugh. You lean back. You know their laugh like a secret handshake. You know the scar on their thumb from that stupid skateboard trick in high school. You know the exact way they leave their keys on the kitchen counter. Small certainties. Comfort like a blanket. You think you know everything worth knowing. You think you'd know a lie. The day begins ordinary. You walk the dog. You answer emails. You forget about the text that came at 3 a.m. because it was just a sleepy typo. You grab your coat. You meet them for lunch. They arrive with that sideways grin. They tell the same story about the boss, the same complaint about the subway. You listen. You feel safe. You think friendship is an anchor. It keeps you steady. You never imagine the anchor is a weight designed to sink you. Level 2. The first crack is tiny. A receipt in the laundry machine. An envelope tucked in a book you swear you never lend. A name you don't recognize in their phone under emergency. You notice it the way you notice a new scratch on your car. Annoyingly obvious after you look twice. You ask a question. Casual. They blink. They smile too fast. You let it slide. You start to notice things you didn't notice before. Patterns emerge. Late nights they dismiss as work. Trips they call weekend getaways that are always to cities with tight-lipped municipal records. An extra key in their pocket that isn't theirs. You tell yourself not to be paranoid. You tell yourself you love them. That love is trust. But the receipts multiply like breadcrumbs leading somewhere you don't want to follow. A rental car in a photo captioned Scenic Drive. You know every road near your town. This one is not in any of them. Your throat tightens. You start to listen for the gaps between what they say and what they do. Level 3. The day you find the evidence, your hands go cold. It's a flash drive wedged into the back of a blender box. You don't know why your brain goes to that blender at 2 in the morning. You open it in the bathroom because you need the lock, the privacy. Files, bank transfers, blueprints, names, photos of bank vaults, timetables, security layouts. There's a folder labeled with your name. Your chest drops. There's a video. You press play. They're in a car. Night. Calm voice like a newscaster. They explain a plan. They gesticulate to a map with markings. They talk about timing, about alibis. You watch them smile while describing how they'll move money like a magician moves cards. You hear your name again. It's not a breadcrumb now, it's a target. The phone rings. You jump. It's them. Where are you? They ask. Your voice is paper. You don't tell the truth. You make the polite excuse people make when their world fractures. What you do instead is put the flash drive back and try to breathe. Your hands still shake when you do the dishes. Level 4. Confrontation is a blunt instrument. You choose it because walking away feels worse. You meet at the bar you chose together the first week you were friends. They look like they always have, too calm. You set the flash drive on the table like evidence in a courtroom. They laugh at your face, not cruel, pleased. You always had a flair for drama, they say. You throw words, awkward and sharp. Why? How? When did this become real? They tilt their head and tell you a story you never heard. The world is a ledger, they say. Some things must balance out. They speak of corruption no one touched. They speak with precise metaphors and easy lies. They talk about victims and villains like a director positions actors. You want to cry, you want to punch. Instead, you listen to the way their hands don't tremble, and then they stand. You watch the exact motion of a practiced exit. A bartender calls out their name. A woman smiles and leans in. You realize you're the one surprised. They were never improvising. They were rehearsing. Level 5. The truth arrives like a thunderclap. You follow them once, 2 blocks, then a cab into the night. You tell yourself you'll get answers. You tell yourself you'll stop them. You tail them into a glass building that looks anonymous from the street. They slip through a door that clicks shut like an oath. You circle the block. Want to and can are different things. You watch through a window and see them transform. A room of monitors, maps plastered with pins, voices murmuring into headsets. They are not alone. They direct people like a conductor. The plan you saw is active. Your brain senses betrayal the way an animal senses a sudden scent. They catch your eye through the glass. Not many people get that look from them. It's a soft, complicated smile, regret braided with resolve. You think you'll run in? You don't. Instead, you leave and sleep in a chair in your kitchen. You dream of vault doors and the sound of counting. You wake with a choice like a weight on your chest. Do you call the police? Do you call your friend? Do you turn the flash drive in and end an era? Or do you keep a secret that could swallow you? Level 6. You go back to them instead, not to beg, not to plead, to offer the hardest kind of truth, an ultimatum wrapped in mercy. You meet in the place where you shared your first fear and first victory. They fold their hands. They say the word "we" like it's a currency. You tell them you found the drive. Silence fills the space between you like fog. They explain, efficiently, beautifully. They outline the reasons. Their hands paint a mural of logic. You see the calculus, harm versus redemption, method versus motive. You see how easy it would be to believe. They say they never wanted you hurt. They say they'd protect you at any cost. You imagine prison bars, or worse, ash settling where trust used to be. You imagine testimony and headlines, your name a comma in someone else's story. Your throat is raw. They offer a single choice: walk away and never speak of it, or help them close their last chapter clean. You see yourself in headlines if you refuse. You see yourself in complicit shadows if you agree. You ask one question: why me? They smile like they've been waiting. Because you stood by me when no one else did, they say. Because you always believed in better. Your answer isn't instantaneous. It never will be. You stand at the edge of an ocean and someone asks you which wave you'll be. Finale. You don't make a decision that night. You take the flash drive home and put it in a drawer. You sleep and wake and live in small increments of denial. Days pass. You begin to see them as a lover sees a partner who keeps secrets for love. Then the news breaks. A quiet bank, a series of transfers, a ring at dawn. Your phone lights up with names you know and unknown numbers. You aren't surprised anymore. You are the only person who knows where your friend will run. You stand at the station platform and watch the crowd like a chessboard. You could tip a hand, you could fold. You remember the laugh, the scar, the way they leave their keys on the counter. You think about loyalty and the law. You think about the countless small mercies they once gave you. You think about the victims they promised to fix. A train arrives. You imagine two films playing at once. One where you turn them in and one where you drive away together. Neither feels clean. You reach into your pocket and find the flash drive is warm from your hand. You make a choice because people always do. Not always the right one, but a real one. You stand up. You walk toward the exit. What happens next is a line you will live with. It will define you. It will define them. You step out into the rain. The city swallows you both.